Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Is it Thursday?
I don't know. It feels like Friday.
Happy Thursday, and welcome to our Friends in Fiction official book club happy hour with our favorite librarian and our favorite podcast host, Ron Block, and our favorite co host, because he's technically a co host now. Like, you're stuck with us. So,
Well, you're stuck with me. Okay. So it's a mutual. Are you kidding? I love these. These are like one of my favorite things to do.
it's
Oh,
literally my favorite thing.
And
Oh,
my
I'm
favorite people.
Lisa. And my co-host Brenda, if we have anyone new watching.
And hopefully we do. And shout out to all the new people.
Yeah.
yeah,
Welcome
absolutely.
to happy hour. We are ready to chat books and cocktails and drinks and all kind of good
Where do we
stuff.
start?
Surprises. We
Don't
have Wanda
start.
Morris joining us a little later this evening.
And just to give everyone kind of the scoop, we do these quarterly, our happy hours, and we're so happy to have Ron Block again be a part of it because he has so many wonderful book recommendations, and we'll be sharing those throughout the evening. So glad you're here. Sit back and hope you enjoy it.
So, since it's a happy hour, we have to talk about what we're drinking, our cocktails and
Mhm.
mocktails. And we may need a little buzzword for the night, which I think you have a buzzword.
No, I'm like, don't do that to me. We know what's
Oh,
happened before in the
well, I'm not
past.
going to I'll do a festive word. I wanted to
Okay.
do witchy, but that might come up a lot with my recommendations.
Okay.
So we're going to do spooky. That might not be said a
Mhm.
lot,
Not too
but I'm
bad.
going to say it now. So cheers to spooky season. Everybody take a sip. So I'm drinking what I'm calling a pineapple witch's brew. It's got pineapple vodka, pineapple juice, and it's topped off with prosecco, my favorite topper. And it's delicious.
It
That
looks
does sound
delicious.
delicious. Well, and I'm drinking, and you can't see it, but I'm using my special mug because this is a grape ginger flicker in a nod to flicker in the dark, and this is my fireflies for the dark.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Nice.
Good for you.
Perfect timing since we have Stacy on Monday for
I
book club
know.
Flicker in the Dark. And she was just nominated, or she's a finalist. Flicker in the Dark is a finalist for Book of the Year, for
Book of
Book
the
of the
Month
Month.
Club.
They
Yeah.
just announced it like
Oh,
yesterday. So I can't wait to ask her about that.
That will be fun.
So, Ron, my
Uh,
favorite bartender.
what's your
You're
beverage of choice tonight?
okay,
you're
well,
our favorite of a lot. You're our favorite librarian, our favorite podcast host, our favorite co-host, favorite bartender.
and
I
the
like
check is
you.
in the mail to all of you for saying that. Okay.
Yes, I think I like you a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll be
I
looking
like you
for
too.
that check.
I think that check will be there very soon. Thank you for saying that. So tonight I have something really kind of very seasonal. And I'm going to kind of go over the ingredients and then I'm going to surprise you with the final preparation.
Ooh.
So we are starting out. Here's my little cocktail shaker. Starting out with 2 parts of tequila, which seems to be a thread with me. All my drinks are tequila lately. And then something special, and a couple of these things that were so easy to get on Amazon. So don't be intimidated by them. So the next thing I had never heard of is it's spiced apple cider,
Yum.
and it's all these spices and stuff, and it's a little bit thick. So you got 2 of those going in too.
Is that actually apple cider?
It's apple cider with spices. Yep.
Okay.
And it's actually
Arlene
really
wants
good.
Arlene wants to know, is it shaken or stirred?
It is. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a bartender's preference. Then after that, we get a little lemon juice. And after that, we get a little bit of triple sec. Any ideas yet?
Triple sec, lemon juice,
And then
apple cider.
the secret ingredient. This is rosemary bitters.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Yeah, you've
Really?
heard of orange bitters and things like that. No, this is rosemary bitters. Drops of that going in there. I'm waiting for smoke to pop up like we're at a
I was
cauldron.
gonna say this is very, seasonally appropriate, as you said. It's very
Isn't it? And I
perfect.
am not one that likes anything sweet, and this is anything but, believe it or not.
quite the potion.
You know, put it in my special cocktail glass. And we top it with a little bit of ginger beer.
One of my other favorite toppers. I'm a sucker for ginger beer.
You are?
I do
I
like ginger
am.
beer.
So good.
Okay, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I give you the grave digger.
Oh, that looks so good. I love the glass. It's so perfect for spooky season. Sip.
Oh, and it's really refreshing. It's really it's not
Sounds
sweet.
like it.
It's just awesome. Yum.
That sounds great. Well, Ron, before we move on to different recommendations, which we know everyone is super excited for those watching, we do have a couple of announcements. We're going to announce our January book club pick later in the night. We have a new little something else that we're going to surprise or share with you too. But for Ron specifically,
Who's
I
loves
have a
surprises?
surprise that I have been holding on to for
Oh no.
too long.
I'm scared.
I wanted to send it to you, but it's illegal.
Oh,
I found this. It's called Scatterbrain PB and J whiskey.
ah,
Not peanut butter whiskey, peanut butter and jelly
jelly
whiskey.
whiskey. Oh my
It's
God.
peanut butter and raspberry jelly. I took a shot of it, not from and it's good. I wanted to try to make a drink with it tonight. We got a
Should
little
have.
carried away in the pre-show and we lost track.
We lost track of
Oh,
time, didn't we? But put
yeah.
the label up again. I want to write it down.
And then how perfect is this for me and Brenda? It's called Scatterbrain PB&J. We need to reach out to them so they can sponsor our happy hours. I'm just
That's
saying.
right. And
So if you
that's
see some, I wanted to send it to you so we could taste it together live during the show.
yes.
But after some research, Brenda and I discovered that that's not legal. So apparently I can't send you whiskey in Ohio.
I have found a way though. I'll share it with you later.
Okay. Because I have some airplane bottles that can come your way if if
I
they
had
happen to accidentally.
there was a
come my way.
bourbon that Mary Kay Andrews couldn't get in Georgia, and I had the secret.
Oh, nice.
It's
Was it a
nice.
Kentucky bourbon? Kentucky bourbon or Kentucky barrel?
It's, the Bob Dylan. There's Bob Dylan has a bourbon.
Oh,
Heaven's
nice.
Door.
Very cool.
Knock, knock, knocking.
So funny.
That's awesome. Thanks for finding that.
So when I saw it, I called Brenda and I was like, I wanted to call. I was like, no, I'm gonna wait till happy hour. We can't tell him till happy hour because I was hoping I couldn't find the distillery because sometimes if you send it directly from them, you can ship it.
Right.
But I guess they're so new, I just couldn't find them. But
Well, that's the first surprise for me that I've enjoyed.
I knew you would. So,
Oh dear.
moving on. Next time we'll all have it. Well, Brenda will have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and me and Ron can do a PB&J shot and see how it goes. So let's give the people what they really want.
What do they really
Ron's
want?
recommendations.
Not just
Recommendations.
Ron. Come on now. So
We'll start off with you in 2.
2.
Yeah,
Oh,
start off with 2.
okay. I will focus first on things because a lot of my reading has been, is if you are listening to the podcast at all, you know that there's a lot of them and a lot of them coming up. But what's great about it is when we have a guest on and you aren't really sure or whatever, but when there are books that blow you away and and then the conversations enhance so much of the book. My first recommendation is almost 700 pages,
Wow.
but it's Frederick Bachman, The Winners. And it's the
Nice.
3rd book in his Beartown trilogy. And he is, I think our episode with him is dropping tomorrow. And a little
Nice.
behind the scenes thing before the book is Kristen and I were so excited to interview him, and it was way better than we ever thought. He joined us from he's on tour for this book, so he was in Connecticut, but he lives in Sweden. He has a great accent, and he's very funny and very he opened up quite a bit about his own writing and what he thinks about it. But the book, if you have read Beartown at all, it's about these 2 towns, Beartown and Head, and they all are, believe it or not, centering on hockey. And it's so interesting, but it's such a microcosm of the bigger world. And there's a lot of stuff in here that will make you go and cry and things. And 700 pages was nothing for me. And I usually go,
Wow.
it was nothing for me. But I will say that Kristen was at home and she was about to get hit by Hurricane Ian, but we still did this anyway.
I know.
We still did this anyway. So and she actually had to leave the recording just a little bit early because she was running out of town to get away from
Oh my gosh.
It was it's funny, but there's some of that in there too. So I hope everybody's going to tune in. I hope you're going to want to read this. I don't know that you have to have read the first 2 books in this because he does a lot of backstory and fills it in. But the people are so real. The relationships are just so relatable. And it's really, really, I mean, it's a metaphor for the world that we live in now too. So if you're up at all on what's going on in the world in the United States, then this is the book for you. Go get it.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
And what's your second pick?
Okay. I'm gonna okay, so the other one that we did that I'll tell you the truth. I was like about this, but there is an anthology that just came out called Marple, and it's
Oh my
Agatha
gosh.
Christie's Miss Marple. And what it is I think it's 12 new stories, and there's 12 famous writers who actually took a stab at it. And people like Val McDermott, Karen McManus, Kate Moss, Ruth Ware, Natalie Haynes, who was a podcast guest before, Lucy Foley, Alyssa Cole, and
Nice.
Jean Kwok are among them. And we were so just enchanted. We had Alyssa Cole and Jean Kwok come on and talk about this anthology and about their particular stories in it. So and one of the things is, I don't know if you know the history of Miss Marple, but she was at a time when things were a certain way. But now when you look back sometimes at things that you just kind of go, maybe that's not. Well, what they've done is they've taken Miss Marple to bring her into, not necessarily into modern times, but modern sensibilities, if that makes sense. So they kind of like rescue her from some of the stereotypes that she's been criticized for in the past. They're wonderful. They're amazing. Jean Kwok was in I think she was in the Netherlands, and Alyssa Cole was in the Maldives. So it was a global recording. They're fantastic. But each of these stories is so good. And if you're a fan of Agatha Christie and Miss Marple, don't miss this one. It's good. They're short, quick bites.
Are a man after my own heart, because I had that listed as a backup if I needed something else to, recommend. I haven't read it yet, but I'm excited about it. I can't remember. Is it already out or is it coming out?
It's out. It's just
Okay,
out.
I thought so.
Just out, like a couple weeks or so. But each of them set them, like Alyssa's story is set in I think in the 1950s on Broadway. And Jean Kwok's puts Miss Marple on a steamship on its way to Hong Kong. And of course, there's always like and I love this because it's going to happen. They're like, "Hey, Miss Marple, there's a murder," you know. And so things happen, and some of the characters are the same. They talk about how the book came together, how they were approached, what they could and couldn't do with the character. It's really the podcast and this together are like perfect match.
Awesome.
So there.
So those are two great picks. Brenda, do you want to go ahead and go next? You're muted. Brenda, you're muted.
Of course I am.
I think she's been drinking that whiskey.
Oh my goodness. Well, I tell you what, I really struggled with my picks this time because it was hard to choose, as it always is. But one of my favorite books a while back was The Story of Arthur Truelove by Elizabeth Berg. And she has another one coming out March 21st, 2023, that is a prequel to Arthur Truelove called Earth's the Right Place for Love. And it is the background about Arthur growing up and pursuing his love interest and how that shapes him into becoming the Arthur who is in, Arthur Truelove. So that's my pick, and it's coming up March 21st.
And I love that series because I have had the honor to know Elizabeth Berg. I mean, the whole book was written because she just doesn't want to see the world the way it is these days. And so this is her way to escape. And she goes to that town and really explores the goodness in people. And I have a copy of that book and I can't wait to read it.
I can't wait either.
Can you repeat the title, Brenda?
Sure. I'm so sorry.
We just had a couple people.
Earth's the Right Place for Love.
Okay. Nice. Well,
okay, Lisa.
So my pick is going to be witchy because
what witchy book are you recommending?
It's spooky season. Of course, I'm recommending Wild is the Witch. No, I actually have other witchy ones. So I'm totally in the spirit. You can't tell. I have my Halloween earrings on. I have on a Halloween t-shirt that glows in the dark, but you can't really see it. And I have a Halloween scrunchie. So I'm totally in the spirit. And I read this delightful book that Anissa sent to me, and I loved it. It's called The Witches of Moonshine Manor. Ooh. And when I tell you I laughed out loud, here is the book. And before I talk about the book, I want to mention the website. The author is Bianca Marai. And Jodina, I know you're watching. If you could put the website in the chat. Her website is so fun for this book. She has a playlist, a witchy playlist for Moonshine Manor. She's got a quiz. You can figure out which witch you are. I took the quiz. I'm Jezebel. When you read, you will laugh because she's a little spicy. And there is a Wordle specifically for the book. There's recipes, a book club kit. It is such a fun website, and she has maps and things. So if you do read the book, definitely check out the website and read the author's note. Basically, this book has it all. It's about 5 octogenarian witches that do not care anymore. They are sexually free. They are funny. There is a heist that goes wrong. There is a dog named Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh my God.
The dog named what? Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Is the name of the dog. There is there's people in the community that want to take their house away from them, Moonshine Manor. and they want to fight to keep it. But they're older witches and they're living their best life. And there's also a younger character, Persephone, that gives hope for the younger generation. It is a fabulous book, girl power, friendship. It's hilarious. I can't tell
Nice.
you how many times I laugh. I feel like it's Golden Girls meet Sex in the City with witches. It's amazing.
Now,
But
now
I
there's
will
an
say,
endorsement.
I know, right? That needs to be on the blurb.
it's so funny. So definitely check it out and let me know if you do read it. One of the things it says on the front that I love, why were we taught to fear witches and not the men who burned them? Which is,
Ooh.
so check it out. You will enjoy it. You will laugh. And that's my first. Man, there's drink recipes. I was gonna try to make one of the drink recipes for tonight. I couldn't. This is one. It's a recipe. Oh, we're supposed to do a toast to aging gracefully. So cheers to aging gracefully. That's what Bianca wrote in my book. Anissa
All right,
got
I'll
it
drink to that.
autographed for me. Cheers to aging gracefully. Like the witches.
The witches.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Very spooky.
Whoop, spooky sip.
Oh,
Well, Lisa, how about we make a few announcements before we do our next round of book picks? How does that
Sure.
sound? We want to keep our book club members informed. Some
We
of
can
you
do
have
that.
been with us. Pardon?
I said, we can do that.
Some of us have been with us since the beginning of the book club and are familiar with our Friendsgiving Zoom already, but we have scheduled our Friendsgiving. This is just a time for us to come together in a Zoom, share recipes, and just generally have a good time with our friends. The date for that is November 17th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So please mark your calendars for that. Yay! And please join us. We always have a great
so
time and learn
fun.
something new.
And some of our members
next-
actually cook the recipes and show us what they've made so we can salivate over it like we do Ron's drinks.
Oh, yes, we do. We do that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's fun.
So, and Lisa may want to talk about this a little bit more, but our next happy hour with Ron and Mary Kay Andrews is going to be December 8th at 7:30 p.m. also Eastern.
yay.
We have another happy hour this year. I'm so excited.
I know.
Bonus.
It's a little
Bonus.
we just couldn't do it every quarter. We had to do it a little bit more frequently.
Yeah.
Since we love it so much, why not?
Yeah.
I know,
And
right?
we will be, and in December, we're going to announce our February and March picks because tonight we're just going to announce January a little later. So,
Yes.
Okay.
time for more.
And then
Ooh, we have more announcements.
time for not since we're holding that one for later, the January one for later.
Yeah. We got to get Ron's face because that's another surprise.
Oh, January.
Like, yeah,
another
great.
one? You have
Yeah.
reached your limit already.
Oh, we still have two, right? Well, one's not really a big surprise.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to give us another, you want to do one pick, Ron? Or do we want
Sure.
Ron to do two?
Well,
Let's have him do two again.
okay, so I'm switching it up because it's, I've been reading or listening lately on television. There's all these places are saying start shopping early for the holidays. And so I've been doing some work with School Library Journal, and I've been moderating some panels of, believe it or not, picture book authors. So, why not throw that into what I do?
Oh my goodness.
Why
I
not?
are, man. I've been reading graphic novels, looking at pictures.
Love this book, and this is perfect for the Halloween season too. Revenge of the Raccoon.
my gosh, that is so cute.
I
Okay,
love
I'm
it.
The
I have my
drawings
second pick. I'm
are
gonna switch mine.
so unbelievable, but it's all about how the raccoons are taking over. Now, you know that you've been out wherever you are in the country, the raccoons might be coming to get you. They're always in your trash and they're always in this. So it's all told in rhyme from the thing. But then there's a lesson towards the end. So if you want to get this in kind of one of the best things to do is to sit with a child and go through the books and the colors and the story so they get to learn something when they don't even know they're learning it. This is about taking care of the environment, believe it or not. It's all about cohabitating with humans and animals. And it's told in this sing-song, fun way. And the thing that's so great about this is it was actually, I interviewed the author and the illustrator from 50s horror movie posters for the influence for
Oh,
the look of this. So like
I'm there. I
holiday
just
shopping.
switched my third pick. I was iffy about my third pick because it's like for kids, but nope, I'm going with it. You've
Oh no, it's good.
inspired me.
Did you want another one?
Yes,
So,
please.
so back in the back in the kid realm, this book was so it just took my breath. I love this book so much. It's How to Party Like a Snail. And it's delightful. And it's this poor snail who gets to go to all these outdoor parties with all the friends like Fox and Bear and Skunk and even Stump, who just stays there all the time, and everybody just gathers around Stump. But Snail doesn't quite like to be out there. It's more of a celebration of introverts. So how do you party and still have a great time and still live like in your shell? And it's about friendship and it's just the way it comes out and all of the things that Snail, the way Snail likes to party. There's where is this? From inside his shell, Snail still finds a way to join in the fun. So he stays hidden in his shell. He wrote, "This is my jam," and dances by himself in the shell with his friends all around. And then they talk about like being loud is fun, but not really. So it's all about how he works it out so he can have friends and still be himself. And what a great lesson for kids to learn. So how to party like a
Love it.
snail. And what a great
Okay.
thing for kids too. Kids who aren't necessarily the ones that like to go out. Like I know I was a really quiet kid, believe it or not. And I didn't like big parties and the noise and everything. And this I would have loved this book as to make me, I wouldn't have felt out of sorts.
The chat is
You
exploding
know,
with hearts and love. They are loving
oh,
picture books.
Oh,
We have a couple of questions for you.
yes.
Jodina wanted to know what's the age range for those books.
So the thing about picture books is they could be for me in my age, but they're great. And it really is how you relate to the child that you're reading to. So it can be like that's the kind of book you could read as a baby because the colors are stimulating. They might not understand the words, but they hear the rhythm of your voice. But the perfect age, I think, for these is like 2 to 4. 2 to 4 is a great age for these. I even have another one that's really for the grown-ups, but
Oh. Queen says
before you,
50s horror movies for the win.
absolutely. It's a great
Yes.
book.
Ron,
Lisette
before you go on,
says,
excuse
go
me.
ahead, Brenda.
I was just gonna say that the snail party like a snail reminds me, there's a meme going around and I shared it, I think yesterday, and it's the big letters, "I like to party." And by party, I mean read books.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I thought of immediately with the snail.
Lisette says, OMG, Lisa, have you read Coven? It's a new witchy graphic novel, Lisette. I have not, but I will look into it. It sounds amazing.
We'll have that all set for the next happy hour.
That'll be on the next one. Yes, I've been reading these. Well, I'm going to show you what I've been reading, and I didn't know it was a series, and oh my gosh. But I'm going to do that third. I'll go ahead and do my second pick. I'm switching gears. I'm stepping away for witchy for a moment. because October is not just about witchy, it's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is very important to me. My aunt is a breast cancer survivor. I had the privilege of, I had a super bookish day in Atlanta about 2 weeks ago. I saw Jasmine Guillory at an
Nice.
intimate gathering with her. Amazing. Her new book, Drunk on Love, is out, which I can't wait to read. And then I went to a book launch party for this book. It's called Her Story, and it's H.E.R for Healed, Empowered, Resilient. And it's an anthology of stories from women that have survived breast cancer, abuse. It was an amazing event that really touched me. Listening to these women's stories, they were so inspiring to have endured all they have and to be so positive, come out on the other side. It is amazing. It is not super well-known book, but I believe these women should be supported. So this is the book. Carolyn Wilson put it together, and one of the authors in here is actually a good friend of mine's mother, and I had no idea that she
Wow.
went through all she went through. And this book it was just very touching. The stories are amazing. Jodina is going to put the link. You can buy it on Amazon. Unfortunately, not all the independent bookstores. Some of the authors inside the book have it on their personal websites, but that's way too much. So you can get it on Amazon if you're interested. And yeah, it was, yeah,
Yeah,
I could cry
That's a
thinking
great
about
one.
it, right?
I
But I
know.
don't want to switch.
Well, and
So.
not that there's anything good about that, but what I have loved over the years is the strength of the survivors and how they really are an inspiration to so many.
Mhm.
So many. It's just
Yeah,
you
and
get
it was like
chills.
they have authors from all over the country. They're international, like their book tour, they're going to Barbados. Like these women are taking what could have broken them and living their best life by sharing it to help other people.
Yeah.
And it was this beautiful event at a beautiful art gallery, and it was a night I won't forget. And this book I won't forget. So check it out if you're interested.
Yay.
Yay.
That is a great one, Lisa. Thanks for sharing that. Well, I'm going to save my pick until after tonight's guest because we're really excited to have Wanda Morris join us for our happy hour tonight.
Is she here?
She's here, and I'm going to give her a little introduction. Wanda's the acclaimed author of All Her Little Secrets, which was selected as the #1 top pick for library reads by librarians across the country. It was selected
And
as
by
a
me
book
and
buzz
Ron.
pick. All Her Little Secrets won the 2022 Lefty Award for Best Debut Mystery Novel and 2022 Georgia Author of the Year for Best First Novel. And her new book, Anywhere You Run, which we may somehow talk about tonight, came out October 25th and has been named as one of 15 standout historical fiction books to read this year by Oprah Daily. I'm so excited about that. It's received starred reviews from Publishers Weekly, Library Journal, and Book List. Wanda is a corporate attorney. She's married, a mother of 3, and lives in Atlanta, Georgia. So welcome,
She's my friend and
Wanda.
neighbor.
Yay.
Welcome, Wanda.
To talk tonight.
My fellow Atlantan. She's coming.
Yes, she's coming.
You scared her away.
Hi.
Sorry about that.
Don't you
We are so
apologize.
excited. I have your first book.
I have both.
I know, he's special. I
I
have
got
to share with you, Wanda. Well, you know how much I love your first. I'm like over the moon about the next one. But our last happy hour, me and Ron both recommended Anywhere You Run without talking to each other about books we were excited. We had no idea, and we both were like, "Oh my gosh!" So we're
Thank you
excited to
so
have you here.
much. And thank you folks for having me. This is
Oh
so
my
much
God.
fun. You guys are two of my favorite people. So mwah.
And now you can meet Brenda, and she can be your
Yeah.
third favorite.
Hi, Brenda. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I feel kind of left out because I don't live in Atlanta, but
Well, Wanda's originally from Cleveland, so I get to claim her.
There you go.
But
Yeah.
if I had to see her now, I could get to her probably in 30 minutes.
Oh, I don't know. She may have trumped you there, Ron.
I know. Was that a snap?
I think that was 2 snaps.
I think it was 2 snaps.
I'm just gonna sit my Ron has been chomping at the bit. I know he wants to talk about your book.
Of course I do. No, before I start anything, I don't know that you know this one, but my maternal grandmother, who I love dearly, her name is actually Violet Vera.
No.
Yes,
Are
yes
you
way.
serious?
No, I'm totally serious. Her name is Violet Vera,
Wow.
and she was an amazing. So it's great. So, and then just so people out there know, there might be a slight connection between these two books. You'll have to read this to find out.
I don't want to wait anymore.
I'll read it to you over the phone. No. So, Wanda, I just want to say that, I loved your first book. It's everything to me, but you chomped it. You nailed it this time. This book it's just, I couldn't put it down. I loved it. I love the people. I learned so much about history, but also somehow you weave that in with just, you cannot stop turning the pages because every scene and everything happens. You even set some of it in Cleveland, so it's back at a time where we're really, I think we're generally kind of like ashamed of our country. You say right in the front too, like, this is how it was, and I'm going to tell it like it was, and you do. And you do. I think I want to say you stepped on it, but I don't know if that's what
I'll take that. I'll take
Yeah.
that as my phrase.
that
Thank
should
you.
be on the cover. You're like, she stepped on it.
She stepped on it.
She stepped on it. But the
I love
characters
that.
are just so vivid and real and honestly relatable, whether they're siblings. There's like all this bad stuff going on too. But it's like the cat and mouse, and it's everything. And I was so I just thought, I love all her little secrets, but I think you stepped in it. How about that? You stepped into your talent. Like you're really, like,
Aw.
it's a God-given gift that you have, and you are now, you have just, you're going with it. You're going with it. And
No, Ron, you will
Yay.
not make me cry on this
No
episode. Oh my
tears,
gosh.
Wanda. No
oh,
tears.
the first time through, I didn't, and I looked in the back and I saw my name here. You made me cry. You made me cry.
Aw.
I don't, we've never met physically. I just feel like it's such a connection with you and with your work. And I just can't wait for people to get this in their hands. So if anybody needs another recommendation, pre-order.
We have recommended it. And so, just in case anyone has been living under a rock from the fandom that we share, can you tell us a little bit about what Anywhere You Run is about?
Sure. I'd like to describe it as a coming of age story about 2 sisters with lots of dead bodies. And in all seriousness, it is I like to think of it as a coming of age story. It's 1964, Jim Crow, Mississippi. And the book opens where 3 civil rights workers have been murdered for trying to help Black Mississippians get the right to vote. 2 of them were white, 1 Black. And against this backdrop, Violet Richards is also brutally attacked, but she kills her attacker. Now, as a Black woman, she knows she won't get justice in Jim Crow South, So she takes off running, and through a series of twists and turns, she winds up in a rural town in Georgia. Back home, her sister, Marigold, is in a bit of trouble too. She finds herself pregnant and unmarried, which is a big no-no for good girls back in the 60s. And when the police show up at her door looking for Violet, she starts to think, oh, I might be in more trouble than I thought. And so if I take off running, it might give me a fresh start with my situation as well. So she takes off running, and she heads up north. As Ron alluded to, she heads up to Cleveland, Ohio. But what the women don't realize is that the problems are just beginning, because there is someone from back in Jackson who knows about the murder, and he has some very dark secrets of his own. And he takes off in pursuit of the two women. And he has a really unusual motive for finding them. Yes.
Oh, very
Can't
well
wait.
said. Oh, I
I
got
just-
chills again.
I can't
I
wait.
know, right?
So we do have a question from the chat. They want to know, do they need to read All Her Little Secrets before to read this book?
No, you do not. They
I
are
will say,
standalone.
okay, if
Yeah.
you don't need to, but you should, because that book was my
Yep.
favorite last year.
Thank
I've
you.
never been so sucked into a book like I was with that one. I mean, it's so good. I can't wait for this one. And it comes out
Yeah.
October 25th. That was
Just
the other
you
one.
wait. Just you wait.
Yeah, but yeah, they're both standalones. You can read them separately, or
Absolutely.
as Lisa says, I too advise reading both of them. They're very good. So yeah.
So where did the original idea for this book come from?
Oh, it's so interesting. I had just finished up All Her Little Secrets. I had turned it in to my editor, and I was, kind of looking around for another project to write about. And we had just finished going through the 2020 election. And there was all this noise and rancor about, election fraud and the big lie. And I thought, oh, it would be really cool to write about that. But I couldn't really figure out a contemporary angle for the story. And I had this character rolling around in my head, and I thought, oh, maybe I should look backwards to look forward. And I thought it might be cool to look back at how we kind of got here, and election fraud, and racism, and the whole gamut of it. And so that's when I started developing the idea. And I originally thought I would set the book in 1965, which was the year that the Voting Rights Act was passed. But as I started to do more research, I came to realize that voting rights really kind of started before that, and how people were in the throes of fighting for voting rights really started before that, with like Medgar Evers' work and some other civil rights leaders. And so I decided to go back to 1964, which was actually kind of cool, because that was the year that the Civil Rights Act was passed, which is the law that prohibits discrimination based on race and gender, et cetera. And that is actually the law that I have practiced under as a lawyer, because the bulk of my practice has been employment law and discrimination and civil rights. And it was under that act that the work that I do was established. So it was really kind of a cool, kind of full circle moment.
What was really sad isn't the right word, but like going back and seeing the horrors of what they went through, voting rights and racism and things, we honestly haven't gotten that far from it.
No.
And that's one of the things that I took from the book, is just how how we always hoped or wished that we were, but we're not.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
not.
exactly. And that was my intent, is to show like these horrific parallels between what was happening in 1964 and what's currently happening right now in 2022. And what's even more, it's kind of baffling to me, is that when I started writing this book, the Roe v. Wade decision had not been overturned. And so once this book is published, that too will be another right that has been taken away that didn't exist in 1964 as
Sure.
well.
Right.
And it really is sad and unfortunate. I was telling my daughter recently, I was like, I had more rights when I was in my 20s than you do right now in your 20s.
Isn't that horrifying?
That
It's
is.
horrifying.
It's
Yes.
That is
horrifying.
really, because that's not the way the world is supposed to work.
No,
No.
no.
Right.
Oh,
So,
And not in America,
yeah,
certainly.
not in America, not in what is purportedly the wealthiest and most progressive country in the world. So yeah, I wanted to draw those parallels between what transpired in 1964 and what's going on currently.
We have a comment from the chat. Marilyn says democracy is in peril. What a
It
timely
is.
book.
Oh, thank you for that.
yes.
She's absolutely right. I could not agree more. Democracy really is in peril. Yeah.
So
Well,
what was the research that you did? Like, because I can't imagine that you lived all of the things that you talk about in the book. And I especially love the
right.
music.
I'm a vampire. That's how I keep my youthful look.
also timely for spooky season.
Yeah, right. I must give a shout out to the Auburn Avenue Research Library on African American history and culture here in Atlanta.
Yes, they
Oh
are
my
Oh,
amazing.
awesome.
It was, I walked in once I kind of decided on what I wanted to write about, and I thought, I'd be writing about 1965. And I walked in and I told the librarian, I was like, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I think I need, but I don't know what I need. And he says, don't worry, I got you.
Aw.
And he like opened up this treasure trove, and he gave me books and papers that the library had access to, and he pointed me in the direction of magazines that I could take a look at. And I read a ton of old magazines like Life and Ebony and Jet magazine and Tan, something I'd never even heard of before, because it helped me to kind of get the ear of what people were talking about and how they were talking about it in 1964. I got access to some firsthand accounts and written papers about people who had actually experienced beatings and had actually gone through some of the things that are described in the book. And some of that research was kind of painful to look at. But then there was the fun stuff. Like I listened to a ton of music from the 1960s, which I absolutely love. So that wasn't too hard.
No.
And so yeah, if you go to my website, wandamorriswrites.com, there's a playlist for the book with a lot of really fun music. And that I kind of tapped into because my parents both loved music. And so, I started listening to some of their favorite artists, and that was fun. I recently posted, if anybody follows me on Instagram, I recently posted some of the things that I found in the research, including some horrific ads for women from the 1960s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Go to my Instagram and you can see it. It's just kind of like, woo.
It's like, woo.
I gotta go check that out.
Oh, I
They're
saw it.
horrible.
It's
There
kinda
is
like,
one in particular. I won't say what it is. I'm just gonna say Lysol. And I was like, oh my God, Wanda, what is this? Like, is this real? Like, this
It
cannot
is
be
real.
real.
It
Oh
was
my
in it was
God.
in the back of an Ebony magazine from 1964. Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
it's like, do they hate women?
No,
Like,
right? And that's
oh
what
my gosh.
this book, and that to me is what this book is, kind of the theme of this book is like, how do you treat women and how did you treat women back in the 1960s? And so, that was just kind of like the iceberg. I also dealt with, financial independence or lack thereof, for
Yeah.
women. One of the things I found out, while I was researching, which I probably should have known, I didn't, is that if you were a woman and you wanted to get credit in your own name, you had to have a co-signer. And I was like, what? A male co-signer. And if you were married, you couldn't get credit in your own name unless you had your husband's permission and he co-signed for you. And I was like,
Oh my
what?
gosh.
Like, are you serious? So yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah.
Well, that's one of the great
Wow.
things about the book is that you have this ability to transport people back to the time. I could see like when there were little parties that would go on and the music playing and the music and the food. I'm like, I could imagine being there. And even some of the more difficult parts of the book and the things that you show and talk about, I could see it. So putting it in that place, it's one of your gifts. It's just like putting people in a scene. It's like, it's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, yeah. I tried to infuse the book, and that's why I had the note at the beginning, the author's note about the language, because, trigger warning, there's some racial epithets. And I kind of had to, my editor and I went back and forth about that. And the thought was like, oh, do we really need these? And I was like, absolutely, we need these, because the book would
Yes.
bring hollow, it would bring inauthentic if we didn't,
Yeah.
because this is the way people talked. And so at one point I agreed. I said, okay, I tell you what, I'll go back, I'll look and I'll see if I can, take them out. And so I started researching again for other epithets. And so I came back to it. It was like, some of the other stuff I found was worse than these. And she's like, yeah, okay. So, it's all bad. And the other reason why it was important to me to have, those epithets and that kind of language is because words are important. Words mean something. And when you call someone a racial epithet or any kind of epithet, what you're doing is you are telling them that they are less than. And that means something, and particularly during this time period in which the book takes place. And so it was very important that I kept those terms and slurs in the book.
And that's where the social importance of it comes through, because we're not putting a mask over our face. We need to see it head on to learn from it, to build the empathy and to understand. Right. And that's like, yes, it's a thriller and it will knock your socks off, but it's also just so full of heart. So I'm so thrilled for this book. I can't wait for people to read it.
Thank you.
I cannot wait. October 25th. I'll be right
around the corner. Around the corner.
We're within 2 weeks of it. And I kind of
Yep.
woke up this morning, but actually it was like 2:00 in the morning. And I woke up and I was like, I got all this stuff to do. And I don't have anything to do.
Get on this out. And I'll also say for anyone else that Wanda is going to be the guest on Friends in Fiction Live on a Wednesday night, November the 2nd.
Yay!
Yeah.
And do you have any other events coming up that you want to share?
Yeah. Oh gosh. My publicist extraordinaire, Danielle, she has packed it tight, which is good. But yeah, so I will be in Greenville, South Carolina the
Nice.
day after launch at M. Judson's Booksellers. So if you're in the area, I
Yay.
hope you'll come out. It's called Lunch and Lit, where I'll be doing a book talk. I will be at several locations here in Atlanta.
And I will see you.
Yay, thank you, Lisa. You're so sweet. I'll be at the Atlanta History Center on November 15th with Vanessa Riley and Piper Hughley. Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Oh,
I will.
that's
I'll be
amazing.
Yes,
I'll
we're
be at
doing
that one.
a
Let me see how
That
many.
sounds awesome.
Let me see how many frequent flyer miles I have.
Come on, Ron. I've been trying. This might be the only way I get Ron to come to Atlanta.
Gonna say live happy hour.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, that's November 15th. It's called historical fiction panel that I'm doing with them. But the best way to find all my events is to go to my website, wandamorriswrites.com, and go to the events page. And while you're there, go over to the book page for Anywhere You Run, and you can find the playlist for the book with all the
Nice.
cool songs.
That's so cool. Hey.
Yeah. Ron, I've got to get back home so we can do something.
I know, anytime you want to, anytime it works out for you, just let me know. I will get the crowd for you.
All right.
We'll have a hometown celebration. It doesn't even have to be, it doesn't have to be like near a book launch unless we do this so your publisher pays for it. But
We'll talk.
All
Yeah, right.
righty.
yeah.
He knows all the workarounds.
Wanda, it's been such a pleasure to meet you tonight and to hear about your wonderful novel. And I'm sure our book club members are going to be very excited to read it. Thanks so much for spending your Thursday evening, a little bit of it with us.
Thank you so much. It was so good seeing all of you.
Yes, you too. Love you, love you, love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
I will see you soon.
I'll see you, Lisa, soon. Take care.
Fair,
Bye-bye.
fair.
Bye. Ah,
How amazing is that? Like you want every good thing to happen for that woman.
Yes.
She just every good thing. She's the real deal. She's not. She appreciates every little thing, every nugget along the way. So
and
couldn't love her
she's so
more.
lovely, and she's so smart and intelligent too. Like people don't know that she's like a lawyer.
No, well, you might know that from the first book. You might gather that, but this one is completely different, and
she's fabulous.
She's all over it.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I'm jealous that you've read it already, but I will be reading it when it comes out. I'll probably be reading it on the plane to New York because we're going to the Zibby Awards.
The who? What?
Bum, bum, ba-da-dum.
It's so funny. When we were going to New York, Brenda called and we were doing our Zoom and she played her New York song, which is, go ahead, Brenda.
Bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-dum.
So then I played her my New York song, which is like Empire State of Mind with Alicia Keys and Jay-Z.
I love that
which is
song.
like the New York song. And I'm like, in New York. I can't sing, so I'm like, woo. So we had our little New York play. We changed Brenda's ringtone when she calls me, it plays.
And guess what? You'll be singing that when you're landing in New York. It'll be in your
I
head.
totally will be. So, Brenda, what else do we have to announce? We're running a little over, but our members are excited. The chat's exploding.
Awesome. Well, we do have to announce our January 2023 pick.
Let me get a shot.
We do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ron doesn't know.
Yeah.
It's another secret.
I know one of our book club members is going to be very excited. Francine. Okay.
Well, we are making a little bit of departure for January and venturing into a little bit of nonfiction because we are having Zibby Owens on to talk about bookends.
Yay.
Yay.
Yay. That's on my nightstand. I'm going to read it.
We were like, new year, new you. The funny thing is that Brenda and I have been sitting on this for months. It was
Yes.
way before any of the Zibby Award stuff. We didn't even know about the Zibby. Like, we were so excited. We were like, oh my gosh, Zibby Owens is going to come on our show.
She's a
And
phenomenal.
she's so lovely. She was really excited and wanted to come. She's like, I know it's fiction. And I was like, but for you, January nonfiction, we're going to do it.
That's right. That's going to be our special New Year's thing, and that's January 23rd.
Yep,
Well,
January 23rd.
It's like what we do on the
Mark
podcast.
your calendar.
It's about storytelling
Yeah.
from all angles.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. The other thing that we wanted to do was review our calendar for everybody tonight. So I'm just going to go through it quickly. Since we're, gosh, really past an hour, but it went so fast.
I know.
That's
Well,
okay.
I couldn't shut up about Wanda.
No, that was great. And
No.
we still might, if people want to hang out, we still might do one more recommendation if you guys can hang for a few.
Okay, well, we'll then I will do this one real quick, but I just wanted to make sure to mention, please join us Monday night, because we'll have Stacy Willingham joining us to talk about our book of the month, which is Flicker in the Dark, on that's Monday night, October 17th. We are really excited to have her on and talk about that amazing thriller. November 17th is our Friendsgiving for all of our book club members. And then our November pick is the 10th anniversary edition of The Sweetness of Forgetting with Kristen Harmel.
Podcast
December,
last week.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Great.
Ron has to tell us about his podcast too. So I really better hurry. December 8th at 7:30 is our happy hour again with Ron Block and MKA.
That will
That
be
night we'll
fun.
announce
We are
our
going to have so
February
much
and
fun
March.
with her.
Oh, I know. And then we're going to announce our February and March book club picks. We'll put this all on the page too, as well, in case anybody just, is trying to write it down. December 19th is our book club pick with the Perfect Love Song with Patty Callahan Henry. And of course, we already mentioned January 23rd is Bookends with Zibby Owens.
Yay.
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 I think we have one more surprise. Brenda, do you want to reveal our new banner?
I will do that. Let me do a few little gyrations here to see if I can do that.
While you're doing that, I will quickly do my next book pick because it is very
and
quick.
I have it ready, so whenever you're done.
Okay. Ron inspired me because I went back and forth on whether I should.
Oh.
It's witchy, of course, but it is a graphic novel, and it is for, I don't know the age range. I know it's youth. I want to say maybe youth 7. It's called The Witch Boy.
Oh.
And it is so cute, by Molly Knox Ostertag. I got it. The graphics are amazing. It's so cute. It is about a young boy who's born into a family where, witches they're women. And he's supposed to shapeshift because he's a boy and he doesn't want to. He wants to do the magic and he wants to do the spells and he wants to be a witch and he's got special powers. And I read this in one sitting and fell in love with it, not knowing it was a series. So now I have book 2 ready to go. Book 2 is called The Hidden Witch, which I will probably read tonight.
Yay.
And then there's a third one. I don't know the name, but it's a really cute story. So if you have young children, graphic novels, I recommend The Witch Boy. It's really cute.
Oh, we had some awesome variety tonight.
Witchy.
I know, right? And I have one more I want to share, but I'm going to go ahead and share our new Friends in Fiction Book Club banner before I do that. This is our new banner to reflect our name change. And we'll be putting it on the page.
There it is.
Very soon. So we're excited.
Notice Ron, you're totally stuck because you're listed on the banner.
I
You
know, I'm
can't
listed
go.
on
I
the
know
banner.
it's
I
official.
can't get out of it now.
It's
That's
official.
right, because we don't know how to change it.
That is gorgeous.
Kristen,
thank you.
we have to thank James, who does all
Yes.
the graphics for
Yeah,
Friends and
James does a
Fiction.
great job.
Kristen
He-
sent it to us and was like, "What do you think?" And we were like, "Oh my gosh,
We
I
love it.
love it. Love
we
it.
love it!"
And it also memorializes Ron on the banner. So
Yeah.
he asked
Still
us
getting
that.
out of that now.
We tried to get your picture on there, but it didn't fit. There wasn't a good spot because we
I'm
were
okay
like,
with it. That's
"He's
okay.
stuck."
I'm sick of my face anyway.
So I know we're run over tonight, but I did want to share my second book pick because this is a book that I went kind of looking for after we found out we were going to New York for the Zibby Awards. And let me share my screen. This is a little light rom-com, but it's in a New York minute. And I picked it up so I could get excited about going to New York
Aw.
City. And it really was an adorable book. Let me scroll down a little bit. By Kate Spencer. And it's just a really nice premise.
It's super
The
cute.
main character finds herself in the subway and just having been terminated from her job, and on top of everything else, her entire dress gets caught in the subway doors and it's ripped in the back all the way down. And
Oh.
this
Uh-oh.
dashing young man comes to her rescue, and the way their experience goes viral, and the story goes on from there. But I just wanted to share that because it really was a fun read.
Oh, I love that. We're going to New York. I still can't believe it.
Oh,
We're
I can't
gonna meet
wait.
our
I can't
New
wait.
York- Our New York book club friends.
I know. We're making arrangements.
I bought my dress. Me and Brenda were exchanging pictures of what we're gonna wear.
Will there be glam? A glam
Oh, you know
squad?
it.
No
I'm
glam
getting
for
my
me,
hair did
Lisa.
before then. I'm getting my
That's
hair did.
Lisa's category.
This dark is not, the blonde will be all over. My hair has grown so much since the last time I had bet. We're gonna be ready.
You are.
Yes, we are.
You're already ready. Okay, here's a couple quick last ones.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I
Okay.
don't know if anybody's gotten their hands on this puppy yet.
Oh, that was going to be. Uh-oh, I can't.
The Paris Daughter.
You got it too?
Oh yeah.
Brenda's like, uh-oh.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I guess I should check my mail.
I
You
think you
should.
should.
I think you should. Yeah. And I also want to
Coming
give a
June
shout
6th.
out to my friend Christina Geist, who had her third book in her Buddy series, Buddy's New Buddy. And Buddy in these picture books grows up. Each book, first he's a baby, then he's a toddler. Now he's going to school, and it starts out a little sad. He lost his best friend, moved across town, and he needs a new best friend. So it's all about kids and going to school. So if you've got kids that young kids in school, kindergarten age, and you're looking for a book to talk about friendship and loss, and just kind of like finding things in common with people you don't necessarily think you have things in common with. It's really good. She's also the wife of Willie Geist from the Today
Oh,
Show and Morning.
nice.
She's lovely, and she did a podcast with me recently. But I want to start with this. I'm only about halfway through this book. I'm eyeing. It's called Shudder by Ramona Emerson. It was just longlisted for the National Book Award. And it's
Nice.
incredible. So one of the things that we love about fiction is that um, we get to hear voices that we might not have heard before, and from angles we might not have heard. So this is about a Navajo woman in Albuquerque, New Mexico. She is a police photographer, and the book starts out with her photographing the remains of a horrible car accident, and each piece about, it sounds gross, but it talks about how she dives into her work. But what we find out at the end is that she also has this gift of being able to speak to the deceased. And so she works for the
Wow.
police department. So it goes back and forth to when she was young and when she first realized she has this gift. It's literary, it's a thriller. Oh my God, it's zip. It's amazing. So I'll report back when I'm done, but I
Wow.
know that I'm gonna love it. I
That
know that
sounds great.
yes. So my last one.
Yes, it
Yay.
does.
Well,
Wow.
before we leave, Ron, do you want to plug any podcasts or give us any scoop
Well, I kind of
before we
already
close out
did.
the night?
We kind of already did. We did the
Mm-hmm.
Bachman and we've got the Miss Marple. And then one of the things I just really love is getting to talk to other podcasters. So in a couple of weeks, we have a guest. Her name is Beth Ann Patrick. And her podcast is called Missing Pages. And it's
Oh,
all about
cool.
scandal in the literary world. So I don't know if you remember The
Ooh,
Woman in the Window and that Dan
yes.
Mallory character. One of the first episodes is she explores that whole mystery and why, and all of because I don't know if you've ever read the article in New York, in the New York Times, about how he like lied about who he was, where he came from, he lied about deaths and all this stuff just to try to get ahead. And it's
Ooh,
every episode is just crazy. But she's also got a book of her own coming out, and she's been a literary critic for years. We could have talked to her.
nice.
That's coming out. And stay
That'll be a
tuned.
fun
I've,
episode.
there's some big
Yeah.
surprises coming up. There's some big surprises. I just I can't even express how lucky I feel for getting to meet all of these people and to work so closely with the Fab Four on the episodes. And
Yeah.
it's just a dream come true.
And you're so good at it.
Oh well.
Yes, he is.
Like I said, I'm
I
sick of
love
my
your
voice, I'm
Absolutely.
voice.
sick of my face, but
I love
but
your
I'm
voice.
having the time of my life. I really am.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, yay. That's the perfect way to end.
Yeah, I think so. Our happy hour has turned into happy hour and a quarter. But
It's okay.
thanks
Cheers to
everybody
you
for no,
guys.
no. Thanks everybody for staying with us. What a great night of book recommendations too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
We can put
It was
pictures
a
up on there.
spooky night.
I have to
Spooky.
read this. I never get sick of your voice, Ron. Marlene says we're the lucky ones. Edie says we love
Oh,
you, Ron.
oh,
Everyone's still with us. They're excited.
that's
Linda
good.
said New York City won't be the same.
I'll echo that. I'll be there in December to clean up after you.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Well,
Well,
it's been a wonderful happy hour
it
tonight.
has been,
Not
yeah.
spooky at
Yeah.
all. Ha ha.
Haha,
Um,
spooky. Thank you both as
So
usual. I love you. I can't wait to do this again. And
Love you too.
I guess good luck in New York.
Thank you.
thanks so
Oh my
much.
gosh. I can't think about it.
I know. I can't believe it either. I'm gonna be like, the country bumpkin goes to the city.
They're gonna love your accent.
They are, yeah.
Oh no, I will just be silent
Oh God, no, no,
for
no.
days.
Don't do that. And we have another happy hour in December, but we will
That's
talk to
right.
you before then, Ron, I'm sure.
Oh, I've got some things already planned for December.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Tim
thanks
Kane's
book club members for
excited.
Good night,
thanks
everybody.
book club
Thank you.
members for joining
you.
us tonight. Take
Okay.
care
Thank
and happy
you.
reading.
Good
Good night.
Night.